All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Looks like I have been abandoned today. Even Todd abandoned me. What the hell? When you can't get somebody who will just show you the hand to show up, it's a terrible day. Man.
Howdy.
I was just over on Johnny's channel. If you don't follow Cajun Roots, what a great channel. Good dude, been doing YouTube for quite a while. I talked about Janie. So for those of you who don't know, there was no Friday night show because Janie decided she wanted to break her ankle in 3 places and go to the hospital and get 2 plates and 11 screws.
Dang.
Yeah, that's what she wanted to do. And so but she did figure out that she likes ketamine because they had this. Where's my phone? I don't have my phone out here. Dang. How did I come out here without my phone? So she had a ketamine trip, basically to set her ankle because her ankle, one ankle was this way and the other ankle was this way, 90 degrees over, and it's a gruesome picture. She posted it on Facebook, and I did too. For her back in the ambulance because I couldn't get out of the house without hurting her. And so they're like, "We're gonna set your ankle, but we're gonna put you under, but you might be able to remember it. You probably won't." And she's like, "They gave me the ketamine. It was like I was in Minecraft. Everything was squares. They had to do it twice. Then she had to have surgery on top of that. But she got back here Saturday night. I guess we got home about 8:00. It's non-weight bearing for at least the next couple of weeks. 6 to 8 week recovery. Her first appointment with the surgeon or his PA or whatever is next week. So we grabbed a knee scooter. So now, because you don't notice stuff until, and Todd, you live in an older house. You might, if you happen to need a wheelchair, you can't get through every door. So the wheelchair will get into our bedroom barely if the wheels will like touch the sides, but you can't get into our bathroom and you can't get into the toilet closet inside the bathroom. And so luckily I had gone to yard sales. Are you on your way to kick somebody out today?
No, I did that last night.
Oh, did you for real?
No, it's not the tips yet.
Okay, so even though Joni Friday night, we got her Friday night after her surgery, she was resting, and so I ran home. I guess about 11:00. I came home Friday night and then got up Saturday morning and went to yard sales, and thank goodness I did because I bought one of those, the old people walkers that have the 2 brakes on them that you can sit on the seat. I bought one of those for $10.
It's the cart.
Yeah, right.
I got to do this. Well, I'm in Coles.
You're on your wife's. You're on my wife's cart. That's what you're on. I want something for a cruise cart.
They ain't getting nothing.
And so I ended up. That was on that would get. So she could sit on that, and I could pull her into the bedroom and into the bathroom and stuff, so she can actually get to the bath. Because she landed on her elbow, and she really deep bone bruised her elbow, so she couldn't move it. So she couldn't use crutches because she couldn't use the arm. So I was very fortunate I went to yard sales. Sometimes yard sales are great, folks. I tried taking the doors off, and that got me into the bathroom, but didn't get me into the other one. So yeah, that was no good. I tried all that. and so we got the neat little knee scooter, and so she can get around with that. But the no weight bearing. That's been a lot of fun the last 4 days.
Man, that's gonna suck. How long?
6 weeks, 8 weeks. I'm sure partway through this they'll let her start walking a little bit with it, like a walking cast. But remember, if you have surgery, you don't get put in a cast; you get put in some kind of splint thing inside of the boot. And so I'm hoping next Wednesday they'll change that, so she'll be able to at least put some weight on it a little bit, and that'll help her mobility tremendously. But like yesterday, we went to the doctor, um, and never done wheelchair stuff before, so except for in and out of for chemo, that was just because when she had chemo, she didn't go anywhere. But this, we had to get upstairs to a doctor's office, and I'm like, you better keep your hands in because I'm running into everything with this crazy thing. Yeah, so it was been an experience so far, but the one thing it has told me, John, and it's really so I'm back here today. Whenever I get done today, I'll turn around and start another FBA ship. FBA, if you have the ability to do FBA and you sell the kind of stuff that sells on FBA, you never know when stuff is going to happen, and it really, I'm telling you, very nice that I had things selling even though I wasn't able to list, or when I could have listed, but then where do you want to be? Your wife or significant other needs you. I mean, it's a reason why I resell. A lot of it is lifestyle design and choice of what to do. And it gives you a lot of freedom that if you did a 9 to 5, you wouldn't have. Yeah, John. John Jones, gravity is something terrible.
Me?
No, John Jones was saying F gravity. Yeah, gravity doesn't care.
Gravity gets stronger the older you get.
It does seem to get stronger the older you get. That's 100%. That's 100% true.
Oh, well, I just wanted to pop in and say hi and see how she was.
Yeah, she's doing fine. The pain level's very manageable now. She just has some shooting like from them manipulating the nerves or whatever down there when they did surgery. She's got some shooting pains from that, but other than that, that's the only thing she complains about. Nothing. You'll see her grimace, and I'm like, "What's the matter?" And she'll go, "I'm just getting those shooting pains," and they'll go right away. But that's the only thing she.
God's good, dude. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it could have been way worse. She had a lot of nice people helping her. Except for the fact that the surgeon claims he called me, but he never called me, and I had to wait 3.5 hours before I figured out that everything was fine. If you're expecting the surgery to last an hour, at the 3-hour mark, everything under the sun goes through your mind of what could have happened. Because surgery, things happen in surgeries. They're not, and at least this one they were only working on her ankle, so wasn't as worried. But she's had one where they went into her neck, and those things that always concerns you when they're in places that are delicate.
What's the surgery count on Joni now?
That was surgery number 18.
Oh my God,
man.
Number 18.
I've had one.
I've had a few.
Yeah, I've had a couple, but not
that many.
But
Yeah,
so we've got a new
ortho fixed right up.
We've got a new ortho unit here, which was that was like a fancy hotel. That was a really nice room, nicest one she's ever been in all her hospital stays. But everybody is very nice. We're very pleased with how nice everybody. But the nurses are, if you're a nurse or a nurse, they're overworked. Joni would ask for like some apple juice or some kind of drink, and they were so busy they would forget. I'd have to go. So if you know somebody who's in a hospital, they need an advocate, folks. I'm telling you right now that they're so overworked, to the point where they're taking her blood pressure that machine is, and one of the nurses said, "Yeah, we're still concerned about your blood pressure. It's a little high." And I asked them, I'm like, "Are you giving her medicine?" She goes, "Let me look through the chart. There's no blood pressure medicine on here." I'm like, "You realize she takes it daily, and this is 2 days without it, and she's in a lot of pain. What do you think's going to happen to her blood pressure?" And nurse just starts shaking her head, and she immediately contacts the doctor, and they put her on it. And a couple hours later, her blood pressure starts creeping down. I'm like, "You think?" They hadn't given her medicine for nerve pain, and she's having a really lot of nerve pain. I'm like, she takes gabapentin every day, and that's one of the few that's effective because she has that nerve damage in her back. And imagine that Joni's pain level goes way down when they give her that again. I'm like,
Well, I'm out of here. I got 2 boys and a wife to get in this tiny little car to get to Florida.
long-
Good luck, John.
are you driving from New Jersey to Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, good God. And all the rental cars didn't have any?
What?
Didn't have any rental cars?
For what?
These boys are not little boys anymore.
I fixed it. Look, let me show you. I fixed it. And I turned the camera around. Look, you see it? I put one of them luggage racks on the back of it. I figured they could sit back there.
Yeah, for those of y'all don't know, John drives that little bitty Fiat. Lord have mercy.
They're
Yeah,
only
that's-
teenagers. They'll live. All right, I'm out of here. I'm on my way to Florida, right through Washington, D.C. on the 4th of July. Oh, yeah, I'm crazy.
Oh yeah. Good. I'll be
Oh,
right
boy.
here.
Later, guys. Have a great holiday week. Hey, Scott, check the mail because I think there's something coming for Joni today.
Okay.
Bye.
She ain't going to the mailbox. So
I have a feeling it's going to be a practical joke.
yeah, so those of you that don't know, in the YouTube Facebook group for the show, John's been talking about sending Joni a bell.
Yeah. A buzzer.
Ring my bell.
Yeah, that she'll never get that, by the way.
Yeah.
If it is a bell or a buzzer, don't worry. The first time she'll hear about it, if she watches the show Friday night, we'll mess with it. I'll open it out here. Yeah, no bells. So how's July? Everybody having a good July, starting out with sales? I finally started listing yesterday, and imagine that I sold a couple items I listed. That baby, folks, if you're at yard sales and you see baby stuff, if you see one of those little at-home Doppler things, that thing sold immediately. When I searched for it, I listed it. The last one sold for $38.99 or somewhere in that range. Used. I was the only one listed. I listed mine for the same price, matched it, and immediately it sold. It's so that's you're going about you buying fireworks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
No, I run this place for the 10 days right before 4th of July
Yeah.
for their cashiers. I run the cashiers here. Little
Hey,
extra money.
Is there anything you don't do?
I don't be lazy.
Yeah, if you can do fireworks, there's big money in fireworks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that you thought you were hearing a Doppler. Yeah, that was just Jacob's. Terrible. Yeah,
Yeah, I got
Javis.
two more days here.
So Javis says, thank you for mentioning the Juvie brand. I picked up a walker for $3 and sold it for. You know how I knew what that was, Javis? I looked it up on my phone at a yard sale. It ain't that dang hard, folks. If I get so tired of people saying you can't go to peak yard sales, you can't make any money at yard sales. It's all baby stuff. Because it'd be a damn shame if you saw baby stuff, because people have always having babies. There are going to be no more babies. What the hell? They're especially just think about it. How expensive, if you've had kids, you know how expensive they are and how expensive everything is now. People are trying to save money anywhere they can. And that means if they can save money on stuff that they know that they're only going to need for a short amount of time, they say buying opportunity. Don't overlook something because you're like me. You're now a senior citizen getting a senior discount. I'll buy it anyway. I don't care. Lag says check my Amazon brand restrictions. Looks like it was an error. But a lot of that was too with seeds. Okay, well, I know one to check real quick. I mean, I've been struggling. Shit, it's making me do the two thing. Let me go get my phone. Y'all.
That was in the free pile Saturday at a garage sale.
Oh, those man, folks. If you don't know, those clocks, if they work, they're worth like $35 because they play a different bird every hour.
Yeah, I tested it. It works.
They can get irritating, so take the battery back out.
Yeah.
You think you have a bird in the building? All right. Well, I'm headed out of here.
All right.
See ya. I don't know who's. I didn't catch up with the chat. So whoever's in the chat, have a great day. Have a great 4th. Celebrate America.
That's awesome. All right, so here we are. We're back again. That one almost sounds dead.
That was a goose. That's what Chris sounds like. Chris the goose.
Lag. Thanks for nothing, man. I appreciate it. Suave. I'm still restricted on Suave, so none of those restrictions. So I think what you're referring to, Lag, was they had a issue with. There were a lot of items that they were requiring documentation for seeds or something to that effect, and that's what they corrected. But for none of the restrictions that I have, I still have those same restrictions. So none of that affected me. So it's not. Lag has told y'all a lie. It's if what they issued their correction on was that they were saying that you had to provide documentation because it was a seed. So Josh has now moved to California. He's an American now.
How much is the little Mr. Christmas thing?
$1.
$3. Okay.
Chassis, those clocks they're fairly. I find 2 or 3 a year at the yard sales. A couple, $3 or $4. And they always go 20, 25 at the auction. But they are. Where the heck is Steve? I don't know. Steve is going to be fired if he keeps this up. What the hell? Can't tolerate. I don't know, Lag. It might have been. Mine happened long before a week ago. Mine happened about a month or a month and a half, 2 months ago. Mike, he's just on vacation.
That's a soul listing.
He and the kids are on vacation this week.
He just got back from a cruise. Dang, does that guy never work anymore?
No, Josh. We're talking about Josh.
Oh, that's right.
Josh is taking a tour of some of the military bases. He wants to thank us for providing their military protection.
We do it.
The Canadian Navy, they tried carrying on, but all their horses drowned. Yeah, so this is kind of a blah week with reselling. There's really nothing. I've got a few things to ship today, but I'm just waiting for my stuff to check in on Amazon.
So are you going to get behind on inventory because you're having to stay home to help Joni?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do staying around here. Um,
Well,
but if this building was only just full of stuff that needed to be listed, I'd be in great shape.
you need to put out another viral video to make you some bucks.
Hit Operation Broken Ankle. Hey Ken, I actually listed a pair of shoes yesterday. I listed those big 14 New Balance Energy, whatever they are.
Yeah, you got a couple of storage buildings with a ton of inventory, don't you?
Yeah, so Timothy, that is correct. Shipping changed. So if you guys weren't aware, Ground Advantage went up Monday, and it could go up as much as $2.60 on some of the longer distances. So just be aware if you have items that your margin is very low and you are very accurate with your shipping. Most shipping went up 2.5%. So
I just got
you
a
paid.
$30 surcharge from FedEx for a baseball bat. I'm gonna have to appeal to somebody about that.
I was in those. Is it, you said FedEx? Oh, that's right. You don't have UPS. And folks, this is the thing that kills me is people think that okay, so Amazon's having decent sales, that eBay should be immune to type of stuff that markets are not exactly the same for those two platforms. Y'all do realize that Walgreens just announced they're closing 30% of their stores. 2,000 stores are going to close.
All in California?
I don't know where they're all are. They haven't announced where they are yet, but that's 2,000 stores. Just think about that. If a retail giant that's been around, I think they've been around since the early 19. It says it on some of their packaging. It's like 1912, or it's a long time. They are struggling. They took the Kmart method, which is so dumb. When they bought a bunch of Rite Aids, I'm thinking, yeah, y'all are not that bright. Sure, you eliminate some of your competition, but Rite Aid doesn't run the sharpest shit in the pharmacy business, and y'all are buying about half of those. So I'd be very curious to see how many of those are old Rite Aids. Hey Kelly, everybody's fine, including Joni, who is now. Please refer to her proper name as Scooter Girl. Because now she scooters around the house. Well, when she can't get one of us to do it, she's really good at. That's why she doesn't need a bell or none of that stuff because, yeah, I already get asked to do too much. Hey, why are you doing this? Morning, Jennifer. I pulled a U last night. I ended up waking up hot at midnight and slept on the recliner for like the next 6 hours. Oops. They made it go the way of wolf. So she does the scooter like the knee walk, the knee scooter. She does it the right way. It tells you not to coast on it and so she uses it like a step. She'll take a step and then she'll roll it up and hit the brakes and take another. She does it like she's supposed to because she's terrified of falling because the last one we had, she almost crashed and she wouldn't use it, but I'm making her use it this time. So she's not like me and Jacob. Me and Jacob go grab it and go to the hardwood floors in the living room, kind of lean and see how far we can go on it. Yeah, she don't do that. And this one we decided to rent. So there is a difference in the ones you can buy online versus. So we went to the medical place that with the hospital. This one's really heavy duty, which is much nicer. Gives her a feeling of much more secure. Kelly, she had surgery Friday afternoon for breaking her ankle. She broke it in 3 places. She's got more hardware in her ankle again, but yeah, she's on the mend. She's doing fine. I did list that yesterday. It's been sitting on my desk for how long? Skipping the show today. It's a good day to work. I am going to ask President Trump what I do about this Disrespect. Let's see what he says. So he's working, which is a good thing. I would think that if you're doing the delivery thing, the day before a holiday will be a very good. You know, I would think the day before the 4th would be very, very good. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, he said Walgreens keeps them in stock. So it's just $25 to rent it, and so Phil, the goal was to get one that's really heavy duty, and this one's heavy. It's made by Drive, the same people who make the other thing. So because she liked to fell over on the other one, I ended up selling it because yeah, she's crazy. But other than John getting in a little battle over the one that I have waged for a long time is you understand who you're talking to when they tell you about sell-through percentage, sell-through rate. If you're using the sell-through rate formula properly, you understand unless you're a thief and you live in California or somewhere and you're getting free shit. No, if your inventory is 100 and you sell 100, you have 100% sell-through rate. That's the max. Over a time, it's the number of items for sale less the number sold in the same time period. So it on eBay, the problem with the eBay app is the eBay app doesn't. I don't understand. Somebody help me with this. Whenever we think about eBay, people will tell you about all the problems. They'll understand the glitches and the things about eBay. They're quickly to tell you about suppression and this and that. But when you look at the app and look up an item, they think that is complete gospel, that you're seeing every damn thing that's sold. Those two things don't go together. And so if I have a listing, so say I'm selling big girl panties and I've got 6,000 of them and I've got them listed, I think 100 at a time. It doesn't show you every single time I've sold them. It doesn't, because it just doesn't. If I decided I wanted to hide my sales, you would never see them. I would show up in the available for sale, but I would not show up in the listed. So that's the problem, Harlan. It does sound better. People feel very justified in their decisions that they can make boastful claims and that kind of. So there is an eBay sell-through rate that can look like, because you're comparing what's available now to what is sold in the last 90 days. And sometimes the number will be bigger and they'll go, oh my God, look, it's 200%. No. Because you can't say that, it's sell-through percentage is time bound. And, if they argue this point and tell you, so we need to come up with a term, eBay sell-through, eBay app sell-through, whatever it is, to let people understand that, they are not as ignorant as they sound. I don't know.
Do they take into consideration the returns? Because that would knock the percentage down too.
Harlan, so how long would the line be? So is this line, are we going to make this theoretical line from the size they tell me their ass is, or the size their actual ass is? Because, I get returns on these things, probably 40% returns, too big, too small, too whatever. Good morning, Dawn, and maybe Mary. Probably not Mary. She is not up for this shenanigans this morning. Yeah. I've got to send some out today, and what are the chances? I mean, I can go read my returns if you want. Too big, too small. Oh yeah, and it's returning under. I mean, it'd be different if these things were a fortune, but they're like $9.98. That, I mean, at least the last one I got on eBay, the lady said, I tried on one, I'll keep those, but I'm returning the other 5 because she ordered 6. I'm like, I understand that you can buy a lot of things on sale. Online, you can buy them cheaper. These things retail for $18 to $20 each when they're in the store. And so you can get a decent deal at $9.88. If you're not sure, go try on a pair and then get the deal. John, you know the ass size of your relatives? What? I try not to look at the asses of any of my relatives, so there you go. That's why. Yeah, these are my last foray, and so I do sell some shit. Hey, Kent, are these any good? I gotta look these. I'm gonna list these today because these don't need any cleaning. This is how much the guy wore them. The sticker's still there, size 13. That's the bottom. I mean, they don't need any cleaning. I said to wipe off the little white spots. That is supposed to be great. I mean, these are $5. I'm like, they're Nike, the Nike structures, air structure. Stop listing. And yes, look, you can see the little air chambers. They're good. Stop listing. How many big girls got me this week? I don't even. When they show up, I don't look at. Probably 2 or 3. I sent out 4 or 5 last week. These were all in that picture I sent you, Kent. Here's another pair. Oh. These are they are the cushion zooms or something, some mess. Again, this is how hard they are worn. I mean, that'll turn gray pretty quick. That's all. There's no wear on these things. Again, sticker's still there. Yeah. Nobody likes moist dry cake. Is it supposed to say moist? Moist? But there's lots of. So I picked up a coffee maker today, folks. Parting out in this economy, why people don't part things out is absolutely amazing. So I paid. He wanted 15. I gave him 10 for the coffee maker. It sells for 100 plus shipping. It's a Ninja something. It's the Ninja that has a pot plus it'll do the espresso pods. It's a cafe something. It's a 602 or something like that. Just the little pieces on it are worth $40 or $50. It doesn't make any sense. So I bought a vacuum cleaner Monday, and I know I said I wasn't going to sell any more big shit, but it's a whatever brand it is. I can't remember. It's right outside the door over there. It's one of those water. It's a something X. Tracy, are you in here? What did I tell you that vacuum cleaner was? Hey, good morning, J Rod. Oh, I forgot.
Rainbow?
No, it's not a rainbow. Damn it. Okay, so I don't know what the vacuum cleaner is. It's a but the canister on the stupid vacuum cleaner, I bought it for $12. If you just want to take the canister off and sell the canister, it's a $100 canister. As soon as I stood up, my mind worked. It's a Quantum X. I never heard. It's a Quantum X. Thanks, Tracy. Your mind is older than mine. I guess I should have known, right? It's a Quantum X. So it's a blue Quantum X. I've never heard of Quantum X. So what's the rule? What's the rule resellers live by? You know,
Look it up.
Never heard of it. Let's look it up. See what it's worth. Because I'm no expert on vacuum cleaners, but I am an expert on yeah. So Kent, I just said Kent. You can't put it in there after I've already said it, Kent. Come on now. What the hell? So Quantum X, it's some kind of water vacuum or what, I don't know what it does, but it's, if you take the head off of it, that's worth $100. I mean, this stuff is not very difficult to do. It's, if you've never heard of it, leave it for me. That's how you find whether you understand or not, that's how you find a lot of stuff. People just are too lazy. You know, that mindset of I only sell this. I don't get it. You know what I only sell? I only sell things that make money. Sorry. If it fits my buying profile of the return that I want on an item, and the vacuum cleaner, if it worked, which I'll test it today, it's worth $225 on eBay used. $12 to $225 fits my business model. The coffee maker over there, $10 to $100 plus shipping fits my business model. It's bought. Okay, so I bought 3 coffee makers. I went to limited yard sales because the hospital got me. So Joni's laying in the hospital. She's waiting for physical therapy to come through. They said that's really what we need to let you go. We need you to see physical therapy and something else. So she calls me at 9:15. Physical therapy just came. They're gonna let me go. Come on. And so I'd been to like 7 yard sales. I'd run into Tracy. We ran to a couple together in the same neighborhood before we went to different ones. So I run to the hospital. They let us out at 7:30. I'm like, you know how many yard sales I lost because of that? But anyway. All right, so this was sitting there. She wanted $15 for it. So the name should tell you to look it up, right? Williams Sonoma, they're pretty expensive for most, aren't they? They're an expensive brand. Look at this cool coffee maker. You ever seen one that looks like this? It's more of an art statement. All the guts are in the top, so you don't see them. It looks like a piece of art. The last one sold for $100, just like this. Didn't have this with it. It's just. Hey, Kent, I might even list a pair of boots today. What do you? Because they're in my way, I might have to list some boots today.
There you go.
But so I show up at the yard sale, and so what? I went to 7 or 8 this week. Here's something that I talk about a lot. Not a ton of people talk about this one. Upgrade your reselling business at a yard sale. Showed y'all 2 weeks ago. I found this for $15. Jaden Bluetooth thermal printer. So what did I buy this week? $20. I bought another brother laser printer. You can't kill these things. It's worth $200 on eBay if I decide to sell it. I'm thinking about upgrading mine because it's nicer than the one I've got and selling mine. But the only problem with that is mine. I just bought 2 new. I just spent $16 for 2 new toners. What the hell? And did I bring the other one in? All right, I don't see what I did with it, but the other one I found a Polonus Bluetooth printer. I found another label printer. This one I had to pay $5 for. So in the last 2 weeks, I have found 2 label printers. And this upgrades are live at yard sales. And so if I was a newer reseller and I was at yard sales, I would now have 2 thermal printers and a laser printer. It's amazing what's out there. Most people are not looking at when I bought the last one. There were 2 or 3 people having that yard sale, and then one person looked at me and go, "What is that?" I'm like, "I think it's a little printer." Play dumb. I said, "I think it's some kind of little printer or something." She goes, $5. I'm like, "All right, $5." Never tell them that. Never act like you know what it is. Never act like you know anything. For some of us, like me and Steve, it's pretty easy to act dumb. Some of y'all might have to really get good at it. but it's a skill that I've had my whole entire life. And if I know what that is, I'm willing to buy it for $5 and figure it out.
No, teacher, that's
I
that's
don't know
not a cheat sheet.
I don't know what that is. And it's amazing. I'm telling you, if you need something, put it out there in the universe. I'm telling you, there's some projection. There's some weird stuff that goes on with yard sales. There's yard sale karma out there that if you need something and start thinking about it, it shows up at yard sales. I'm telling you. Oh yeah, just act like Biden. Exactly right. Give him that look like. No, I'm the first president in history that no service people have been killed on my watch. Because I have completely forgotten about Afghanistan and the clusterfuck that was. How many Gold Star families just wanted to rip their TV off the wall and throw it across the room? That is an insult to Gold Star families. J Rod, you're 100%. So, and Tracy did that. So Tracy and I were at a yard sale when we went to yard sale a few weeks ago, and I'm like, the estate sale company had put a $60 price tag on the Dyson. Nobody bought it. It was a DC-17, the yellow one. It's worth $2.25. And I heard Tracy ask, she goes, you know, you got $60 on this vacuum. Never mention the brand. You know, what were you thinking? Would you take 20 for the vacuum? Not, you know, look at this fancy Dyson. He asked, did it still work? Does the vacuum cleaner still work? Yeah, we use it in the house. It still works. You know, what were you willing to take? You couldn't sell it for 60 at an estate. So what were you, would you take 20? That's a, yeah, when it's 100%. Never use it. If you say the brand name, you act like you know too much already. You know, I was getting changed. So when I bought the $10 coffee maker, I was getting changed, and she was trying to find 2 5s. And one of my fans of the show, I see them all the time, husband and wife, come walking by with this set of irons. And I'm like, they were ping irons. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm walking over to that yard sale, and I'm looking in the golf bag, which they left, which I appreciate y'all leaving those for me. There was a Taylor Burner super fast driver and super fast 3-wood. And I said, what about these 2 golf clubs? And I said, $5 each. So you just keep it $10. She's like, sold. I didn't say, you know, what about these tailor-made, you know, these nice super fast? No, it's what about the 2 golf clubs? You know, there's a skill. You know, people say, you know, I'm not the greatest negotiator, but I'm much better at playing down an item. Which is a different skill. And if you can combine both of them, you're very dangerous at a yard sale. And I don't want to hear it. You can come for the comments all you want to. Oh, but you're just taking, you know that they're worth more. Shit. Folks, I buy to resell, and it's my job to get the lowest price. You have taken all your stuff, slung them out in your driveway because you don't use it. It has no value to you, and trying to get a little bit of money you can for it. So don't feel sorry for these people. We are active performing a service. We are decluttering their life. This current family was moving to Alaska. They had to put all their possessions in one container, 153-foot container. That's all the space they had. They couldn't take anything else. Oh shit! You're supposed to be in a car on the damn interstate.
No, I can't. My grandson has a full-time job. Around here, we have work ethics. He's 15 years old and has a full-time job.
I was about to say, is he old enough to work legally?
Yeah.
But it's yeah, happy and making amendments. I think people miss that. If you're doing reselling, I mean, and you do yard sales especially, you're truly, these people need to, they would like for the stuff to go away, the stuff they don't use anymore. So one of the better lines I found, anything with PetSmart. So I guess, you know, people don't like the store brands or whatever. PetSmart is an exception to store brands because remember, start doing some searching on the internet, whichever search engine you like, and the amount of money people spend on pets is insane. The amount of money, and so, well, I lost one of the balls. So I bought a pets. They had it for $4. It's a PetSmart. It's a little gray thing. It's probably as big as a beach ball, because I decided I was going to test it. So I turned it on and put one of the balls in there. I was on that side of the building, and it shot it into the door. I don't know where I don't know where the ball went. I thought myself, I'm going to catch the ball as it comes out. Yeah, that was before I could even blink to try to catch the ball, it went. I'm like, damn, I think that was really hard. I've got that ball launcher listed for like $80, $85. This people spend a lot of money on pets. That thing new is like $140. So, and I get it. I had a dog that was obsessed with a ball, and I would have paid $140 not to have to be the one that touches that slimy thing, and he can just put it back in there and it shoots it for him. Don't overlook. How long had that been at a yard sale before I picked it up? Quite a while. And we were there. I went to a yard sale. Tracy across the street. I'm like, dude, there's a dual player in there if you want it. She'll take $5 because I just gave her $5 for a carry. Because I don't want to. I want to. It's a Panasonic. It was probably worth $100. I just didn't want to deal with it. That's right, Kent. The story of your life. Moist, slimy balls.
Swamp ass is what I got.
He lives in New Orleans. If you look up swamp ass in the Unabridged dictionary, there's a picture of Kent Daigle standing there with hemorrhoids as big as his microphone. How do you know what a ball launcher is worth? I mean, heaven forbid you turn it over and look up the model number. This ain't difficult. They show right up.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be different. It'd be different if you're at a yard sale. And imagine this: if you could go to a yard sale and you could carry a computer around with you, that you were able to have the information that you could find what the value of every item was, and even if you didn't know what it was, take a picture of it and show you what it is, and give you a link to where it sells. That would be so crazy. So crazy.
So I got an update on the outlets.
Are they selling pretty good?
I've sold 20 lots of 2 for $10 each, free shipping. So I'm making about, well, if they buy multiple, I'm making a little more, but
you've only got 160 into how many thousand?
I only have 2,380 left. What's 2,380 times 3?
6,900.
Yeah, almost 7,000. We're gonna round up to 7,000.
So I got a few of those left to sell though.
I've
been selling about 3 orders a week. So
if you got the place of storage, I mean, it's not a bad deal. Constant sales is the whole idea of that is to how many of those items can you get in store efficiently and sell out efficiently.
You list once and collect how many times.
That's correct. You list one time. That's the reason why I don't care too much about the big girl panties because I listed them. Okay, so I didn't list once, and so I'm now making 3-packs, and probably I'm probably gonna make a 6-pack. If somebody wants these things, try to encourage them to buy more. But it's one listing unless I want to make additional listings.
Kelly, if they were ground fault interrupters, I would charge a whole lot more than $10 or $2.
They're in mobile homes, right?
These are for mobile homes and RVs and manufactured housing. Because you don't nail them to a stud,
they screw in the box.
They got the wings to grab onto the sheetrock on the back. So you can use them in a home. They'd probably be okay to use in a regular house, but
because I had so many, Todd, the one I would tell you, make a 2-pack, make a 6-pack.
Yeah, I gotta do some more listings of them.
Yeah,
Shoot, I'll
don't
sell
miss.
them a whole box of 100 for $100. I don't care. I got a bunch.
You better add shipping to that though. Not
Yeah.
I don't get free shipping on 100.
So.
So you had what 2,400 of them or so.
Right.
What's your cost in those things?
They worked out to like 2.2 cents a piece. They were 160 for 2,000, 160 bucks for 2,400 of them.
That's a no-brainer.
That's what I thought, but then I brought toothbrush holders and I haven't sold any.
Yeah, so
What,
But I
show,
only
me,
gave 11.
show me a toothbrush holder.
Okay.
they're 6 cents. They can pass cigar holders. They're the little round. They're the little round ones.
How many you want?
I know. I just want to see one. I want to see if I can help you sell it. Speaking of cigar holders, I got to go up the street. There's a cigar shop, and I'm running low on cigars.
These have vent holes in them, so I don't know if they'd work for cigars.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'd like to see if maybe.
So you got 6 cents or 7 round up. You got 7 cents each in them.
Oh,
But I bought 1,400 of these for $11.
and you haven't sold one?
Haven't sold a single one.
List them on eBay as a lot for, wholesale lot.
Right.
Yeah, put 100 of them up there for whatever.
250 of them because they weigh nothing. So
Right.
So Lola says she sees a Wawa cup. Was that must be mine? He's in New Jersey. That's the land of Wawa.
sucks.
And he's going to the other one. Aren't there a bunch of Wawas in Florida too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Wawa because that means I'm in New Jersey and I don't have to pump my own gas. It's winning.
Yeah, I got yelled at already for that.
But it's amazing how people say they can't find stuff at yard sales, and I'm like, I can't go to a yard sale and not find something, which is amazing.
Well, part of it is people don't want. I got a grandson that this morning. He gave you all the excuses not to do something, and then I have a 15-year-old grandson, his brother, same parents, so that there's no DNA difference, who will scrimp and save every single penny, goes to work 40 hours a week. He's 15 years old. He knows what he wants out of life, and he's working for it. And guess what? I see one being successful and one going, why didn't I make it? And it's that simple. These people that can't find nothing in a yard sale don't want to get off their ass and do a little bit of work. It's plain and simple.
I think that's the whole thing. I think of in the reseller community is they'll go, really watch you anymore because I really used to watch you for the videos for the bolos to see what to buy. I'm like, if I've got to tell you what to buy when you're reselling, you're doing this wrong. You don't have the drive and desire to be long-term successful. Sorry. If you're looking for me to be the one to supply you, I'll show you what I buy and I'll tell you why I buy things. And I bought these because, they only sell for $16, and yes, they are listed, but the guy said, give me 50 cents. I'm like, all right, 50 cents.
What is it?
I don't know. It's Pampered Chef boat press set. It was real hard to look up Pampered Chef 100.
I wouldn't have even looked that up if you said give me 50 cents. It's Pampered Chef. I'd have given you 50 cents.
And I'm assuming this will make it real long because they sell quite regularly. And so Kent, so I got 2 points to that. We forget reselling isn't for everyone. You're 100% correct. Everyone who starts reselling And here's another one. I was talking to Jennifer last night or yesterday afternoon, whatever it was, and it's much harder than it was 5-6 years ago. People don't miss it that it is much more. This has gotten to be more difficult than it was. Me, I don't find it difficult.
The pandemic changed the way we do business.
I'd agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because too many people were stuck at home with nothing else to do, watching YouTube videos and selling on eBay, and started selling shit in their house. Now you have a lot more competition. Now the cream does rise to the top, and there are still success stories, but you have to work at this.
No, there's opportunity, but you get what you know. That's why I really talked about last week about the people that do to a draft bank and they think, man, I listed my 5 today. Today's a great day. You're limiting yourself to 5. But you're competing against someone like James, my great reseller life, who will list 200 a day. And you want to know, how does this dude got 60,000 listings? Because he's very serious about it and has got systems. You're competing. You come in competing against people that, or the exact opposite. Someone like a John who has things on autopilot, who set it up correctly, and things just sell without touching it. And he's got the right products that people search him out for. These are the people you compete against. But I put my 5 up. 5's a lot. Yeah, 5's a lot.
It's a lot for me.
A lot of success. John hit the nail on the head. Is how bad do you want to do this? And my sales have slowed down because I've been dealing with Scooter Girl for the last 4 days. I immediately started listening again yesterday, and I started picking up sales again. And it's not because it's an eBay store with lower amounts needs. I've only got 300 listings. So if I listed 15 yesterday, that's a significant percentage increase. Of the amount of items. That's what 5% of items increase, or somewhere in that range.
Did you watch that video I sent last night?
I watched it. That was cool.
Is that freaking? It makes you stop and think about how you run a business.
Yeah.
There's for John, just in case he can't find it, if he wants to say hello.
I'm probably gonna hire a maid now.
So I have not watched John. You sent it to your group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. That's right. If I need a topic for tomorrow.
I mean, that's
yeah.
That was I don't go around posting other people's videos much, but lately I've been watching a lot of him and his wife, and they're both. I mean, they've decided they're going to up their game of content, and they're going to do content separately because they have 2 different sides that they work in the business. Their game is so strong. And these are the type of people that you're going to be competing with in the next 2 to 5 years. You're going to see somebody like me and think, man, I remember when he was on his game, what happened? It's not that my game's going to change. You guys are going to get a lot better.
So if you, y'all get a bonus today. There's a video John's referring.
Thanks. I can't post in chat.
Yeah, that's the guy right there doing the.
Yeah, Hormozzi, or however you say his name.
Alex.
Alex Hormozzi.
I'm on first name basis with him. It's Alex.
It's Alex. Okay, nice.
Yeah, it made a lot of sense. He
so
put
many
up the
times
numbers.
he comes in behind. I'm putting things together, and so many times I'm not sure why I'm doing, but it's starting to work, and I see something, and he comes out with a video that's just like, bam! This is why you're doing this, and this is one of those videos. The other one was and I don't know if you watched it. The other one I posted in the group was the maker and a manager's calendar, and this one is a great follow up to that. It's about where do you spend your time.
Yeah, he was talking about how many hours you get back for having somebody else do your laundry and how much it costs to have somebody do your laundry. And then he divided it out, and it was $14 an hour to have somebody else do your laundry. And so
Good morning.
he said, do you make more than $14 an hour?
Yeah.
Well, then if you have somebody do your laundry for you, then
John and I have already had that conversation. That's why I don't
yeah.
mow on grass.
You have to understand one, and I want to tell the story because I don't know how many people actually remember that story, Beard. I was down and I was visiting Beard, and he's like, I got to get the grass cut. And it was getting kind of long. Good rain will grow nice grass. And he lives in an HOA neighborhood that kind of, no, it's not HOA.
No HOA, but I like keeping.
But the whole neighborhood that he's in keeps
Looks like
everything nice.
Yeah.
It looks like there's an HOA.
It does.
So I was like, how much time do you spend on this? He says 3-4 hours. I'm like, you can't make $50 in 3 or 4 hours. And he looked at me. I said, bring somebody in to cut the grass. The same guy still cutting his grass. I don't know how many years ago this has been.
David, same guy.
But
So other John, I took it easy on you yesterday. When I was in the thrift store, I started to send you a picture of the shitter somebody donated, but I did not.
John?
Yeah, it was gray. I realized it wasn't creamsicle, so
That's great. That's great.
look, I mean, this isn't hard work, but you better be on your freaking game. That's it. The only reason Scott survived this long is he's on his game when he needs to be. I remember when Janie went through the early stages of cancer and the amount of time he had to spend with her. He was fortunate because he was able to pick up stuff along the way, and he had some nice hits. The Monopoly game was a godsend for him. You have to be on your game. If you're not on your game, it's going to get tougher and tougher to make $10.
I think we tell people. I think we do people a disservice to tell them this is not hard. If you're going to be successful for the long term of reselling, it is the skills you have to develop, because most people, it's their first foray into being self-employed or being their own boss, and the skills that you've got to learn on. Everybody thinks, I just need to know what to buy. That's the easiest of the easy parts. It's truly in order to learn the skills that you need necessary to be self-employed, to be the manager, to be motivated, to learn how to evaluate not only products, but you've got to learn to evaluate that these platforms do, and with an open mind, instead of going, oh my God, promoted listings, they want me to do what? I'm not giving them another dime. Well, then chances are you're going to struggle some.
On the live that I went on, the last live that we did on the channel, we talked about really two things you need to do right. Everything else will kind of fall into place if you do that. If you buy right, you sell right. Buy at a good price, sell at a good price. But then, of course, that's just the basics. Everything else, you're like a private detective. You have to get in there, and if you really want to do better than most, because that's what your competition is doing, you got to get in there and find out what works, like you were saying, right? And I think a lot of people don't want to put in that kind of time.
I zoned out for that first 15 minutes. I zoned out for that first 15 minutes. You read my comment. I'm like, is the somebody wake me up when the rant's over with?
Stop.
But what the biggest takeaway for me from the video was that, one, you have to do higher level work. But the second thing is once you find something that's working and making more profit for you, you need to keep doing that until it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm improving the conversion rates, and then now I'm going to get now I'm going to get into the science of selling and stuff like that. But my focus is on conversion rates. Everybody's like, what about PPC? PPC, sending more traffic to a shitty listing, doesn't do anything.
Correct.
If I improve the conversion rates, first of all, I'm going to sell more without spending money on traffic. But the second thing is when I start to send traffic, I'm going to convert and sell more of that traffic that I spend money on to get to my listings.
So do you still sell the shaving stuff?
No, I had that.
But that's another great. Yeah, but that's another great example though. Is you gave it your all, but you also were trying different stuff, trying to create it, going with an experience, and with what you use creators to make great videos for those products. I mean, it's not because you didn't give too many people came in on it.
Well, but, no. What happened was, in reality, what happened was I didn't know the market.
Right.
And my first review, now you have to understand, I was selling shave soap, which is your grandfather used it with a brush. He put it in a cup and he mixed it up and he applied the shaving cream to his face. I had contracted a company to make soap for me.
Cha-ching.
My first review said it left me a bloody mess, followed by 4 more competitors leaving those types of reviews on Amazon. It was a sinking ship from the first day because it's such a competitive market. They feared my marketing strategy that much that they attacked me from day one.
How did even if it was a true review, how did soap didn't cause that? It's because you didn't know how to shave.
Right. Right. No, I understand that, and I argued it with Amazon till I was blue in the face, and it never came down, and the brand kind of died because of it, because it was never able to get traction to get the good reviews. I got to open up our weed because we got to hide it because you're not allowed to bring it on the cruise ship.
Yeah, but if you're carrying gummies and that kind of stuff, they don't ever know.
They never find them.
No, but you can't keep them in the original container.
You can't leave it in a container that says edible THC.
Is that Lori?
Yeah.
How you doing, Lori?
She's gone. She's doing good. She's been with her granddaughter and now with her 2 grandsons. You tell me how she's doing.
Doing great.
Good morning.
Hello.
That glow is the sun. That ain't my wife.
She walks around with halo over her head, I'm sure.
That's what they said.
But you truly, so I called J-Rod. I don't know if he's still in here. He said hello for a few minutes ago. And, some things that he says I agree with, some things he doesn't, but doesn't mean that you can't analyze what he does. Because they asked him, did he have employees? And he said, I got 2.5. And he said, my goal, someone who was thinking long-term, in the next 10 years, I want 15 employees. I want this, this, and this. This is the kind of person you're competing against. It's not, everybody thinks that, especially he's an eBay seller. He's not even doing Amazon. You think that, I'm just competing against, other person going to yard sales. You're competing against somebody who is so aggressive that has a plan to build large businesses and to build these things on eBay and use that as their main platform. And you wonder, how come I can't compete? How come I can't pick up the inventory? How can they beat me on price? When you've got people who are planning and, are so serious about this, they're going to support, that's why it's so serious for John is he 100% what J-Rod does to Amazon. Okay, Mark, is when you add supporting people to it, it changes the game. When you add employees, it changes the way you think.
I seen 2 brothers on YouTube the other day, and I really didn't watch a whole lot of their videos. What shocked me was that they had so many views on a warehouse tour. And these guys are doing 600,000 on eBay in used clothes.
Oh, it could be.
Get the right stuff. Yeah.
It's two brothers selling used clothes. But what amazed me was this is the future of selling. It's two brothers, but when you look at their warehouse and their systems and processes, it is crazy what these guys are doing at the next level. You guys
The
think
underground
you're
game
up
is
in your
that
game. You think you're up in your game, and these guys are coming in and dropping, 600,000 in sales.
red haired guy, John. Is that the guy? 'Cause
I don't
somebody
know.
said
I honestly don't know. I wish I would have saved it. I thought about it after I moved on. I was like, damn, I could have used that on Scott's
Okay,
show.
so the future of reselling. That's a great point because I'd had it in my mind because I caught some Gary Vee the other day, and he was on a podcast with someone, and he was explaining what he thinks his vision, because they were asking him about AI and how AI is going to work, and he was talking about sales platforms, and he's of the opinion, which I don't. It's hard to disagree, especially with Amazon. There's a reason. Okay, so Amazon does everything for a reason. So Amazon, you think Amazon Prime, we're just going to show you movies and that kind of stuff because we think it makes money. Folks, there's a different reason, and I think he's correct. I think AI is going to get to the point, and this is the point Gary was making, love him or hate him. He really does have his pulse on a lot of things. He says he thinks that you're going to be able to watch, let's say you're going to watch a movie, and you're going to sit there and think, that's one cool shirt. You're going to be able to hit pause and click on the shirt or something and be able to order that shirt directly from a movie through AI. Because AI is going to be so smart. It'll tell you what the shirt is and where to get it, which is going to be Amazon. The AI is going to, that's going to be your competition moving forward. It is systems like that in place where, it's not going to be product placement in here. Oh, look at the product placement. You're going to be able to order that product directly from movies and directly from TV that you see. And he says he thinks he says it's in the very early stages, but he thinks by 2030 that's going to be normal. And as my AdSense account, it's the same as my selling. All that's in for AdSense for YouTube and the big channel are all the same account.
But you got to understand that people that are making predictions like that are so educated nowadays. These guys aren't just pulling shit out of the air like the gurus 10 years ago. These guys are well educated in what they're saying. Listen, if you're out there putting out bogus shit, you're going to be caught. You may get a few people, but you're going to get caught.
So, Patrick, I don't have an Android phone, so the new Samsungs or the new Pixel. I know that. So that the early stages, I think what Patrick's talking about is, so Google's put it out last year and Samsung's picked it up this year. We think Google Image is wonderful. Well, now on a Google phone, you can circle in a picture and it tells you what it is. And so that is very. I 100% think that you're very similar to Patrick. That is, and it'll tell you where to order it. So you can look at a picture, and I don't know that it can get brands and that kind of stuff specific, but it can get very close because Google Lens is very, very powerful and it's very accurate.
I think Timothy Doyle knows who I'm talking about.
Said Resell Brothers is their name.
I'll look them up. I was just blown away by the numbers on their video. That's why I watched it.
So Roman said Todd is waiting for a signal from the aliens with a CB on the desk. Roman, the alien show is Friday night. Make sure you tune in Friday night. That's the conspiracy and the crazy show is Friday night. Patrick, it's Google Lens, but it's you can own the picture itself and it shows you. Yeah. You want to go back to a flip phone? I say I've had an iPhone now for a few years, so it doesn't have that ability yet. But I can't imagine it's far off.
He's right. It's the Resale Brothers.
All right, I'll check them out.
And it's a whole set. It was the tour of their warehouse for a $600,000 a year eBay seller. And it's just two brothers. And let me tell you something. These are the guys you're going to be competing against in a very few years.
So one of them is, that's the other person was saying the same thing as one of them have red hair. Yes, one of them does have red hair.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't remember. I just remember the important things to me. One is $600,000 a year on eBay is a lot of money. Two, they had a warehouse. But what impressed me the most was their systems and processes that they clearly had in place.
But that's the part that, you know, people think the most important part of reselling and scaling up a business is just buying more stuff. Without the systems, buying more stuff just makes more problems. If you want to know how I know that, I can tell you how I know that. Personal experience. But the future of reselling is really different competition, and it's, you know, people want to know, how is AI going to affect reselling? It's going to change. It's going to alter the way you buy things. It's because it's going to make it that explosive where, you know, so and so is doing a press conference. You know, a great example. When Alabama wins the college football championship this year, and they're on the podium and they've already got the new 2024 hats, you'll be able to order that hat just from your screen.
Which means there is not going to be a need for as many resellers.
I knew you'd like that, Chris.
I know. I understand that people don't want to think like that, but as a manufacturer is able to have a product placement such as an Alabama hat without a middleman that can be bought directly on an emotional whim such as Alabama lucking out and winning, it's you know, it's something that they're going to need less and less middle people. I'm not saying that when that thing, you know, in 5 years, when it's sitting on a shelf in Goodwill, that you can't sell it. I'm talking about the bigger incomes is from having a stream of inventory coming in. John doesn't search Goodwill. His inventory comes to his front door. Or he may go pick it up in a truck down the street, but
look at all these freaking haters come out. Ron, just because you're now a Texas fan and you say hook 'em horns, gives you some kind of false hope.
I don't know if it's hook 'em horns. It may be something else.
Ron, you got a warehouse in your new location yet?
But it's going to be that. But it's going to be, so that's a great example. So the product, you know, will be that specific and that fast that you can order stuff like that. It's very, very specific, or stuff you see in a movie, or stuff you see, and so how are companies going to get there? Just think about what kind of advertising and what kind of product placement fees are going to take everywhere, because everywhere is going to be an opportunity.
And the other thing is this, what is it? Whatnot? Is that it?
Yeah. Whatnot. Live auction. Yeah.
You're going to have to, in the future, you are going to have to build your own audience to sell to.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't think, you know, some of this stuff will still sell on eBay and Amazon, stuff like that, but you're going to have to find a way to get traffic to your product. You're going to be more and more like the brick and mortar retail stores. You know, if you're the first store in a town, everybody comes to you. As the other stores start to develop in that area, you have to advertise in some form or fashion and make yourself known for these people to come and buy from you. Yeah, reputation helps. the postcard guy, Mark, wasn't his name Mark?
I don't know who you're talking about. Is there a postcard guy around here?
SM postcard.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Isn't his name Larry?
Okay.
Bill?
Sorry, Larry. I thought his name was Mark.
It is.
You're a dickhead.
Todd's name is Larry.
Oh, speaking of dickheads, John called me Larry for 6 months.
It's been longer than that.
Oh man, it's all right. Jenna, she's got to get you straightened out.
But I mean, I'm already seeing where now. I'll deny this, but I've seen that advertising on social media increases your sales on Amazon without a link. So people are seeing product videos, whatever they are, on TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is. And then because of all the AI going around, when they go to Facebook, the product is probably coming up in an Amazon ad or something on Facebook, and they're buying it without advertising on Amazon.
But so TikTok Shop is just a different version of the live selling and building your audience. And I mean, just the power that has, and look at the amount of stuff that moves. I mean, look at, so do yourself, go type in an eBay search and put, type in TikTok in the eBay search and look at all the products that are for sale, and then try to find any of those products anywhere. They sell out nationwide. You know, when something rolls hot, a few years ago, what was it? It was candy. It was like super sour candies or some kind of sour candies in a little trash can thing, something great. But it's just, it'll be one thing after another, or something will get hot. Now they can buy it directly. You know, now the competition is you can buy it directly on, but watch out for the prices. So the prices don't believe the hype, because I've been looking for a different wallet to go on the back of my phone, because I want one that's got built-in Find My iPhone capabilities. And so ESR makes one. And so they've got a bunch of people that they sponsor to link to their shop. You know, they're saying it's 30 to 45% off. And it's $36, but you can currently buy it for $29 on Amazon from ESR.
I did a search recently, and every product that I don't have listed on eBay myself is listed by somebody using my images, all my word, and everybody's like, why don't you kick them off eBay? Because they still have to buy it from me.
Yeah, so Little Debbie Knickknacks is part of District. That is her personal marketplace on District. She has quite a few sellers that are in her marketplace. It's like a mall in a town, basically. Because Kevin Commonwealth Picker also has Dib Bits or Donut Bits, something.
Dib Dip.
Where they're more, where she's focused on glass, they're focused on toys. And then Krista Goose has his own, and he's focused on media, so that you can have the ability to have your own marketplace there.
Now that's a shitty sale.
10 postcards and get a toilet seat.
Yeah.
Mark's on a roll.
Until.
But you gotta see, you have to understand, brand reputation and brand means something. I have a product that's not well known on e-commerce platforms, and the owner is getting older and she's ready to get out. And I went and told her I have no interest in buying her business now. And she basically said, okay, when I'm dead, you're getting it in my will. So I've really started to take a look at it. I sell the product on Amazon. It sells, a third of my sales are from the store page, where people are searching this outside of Amazon and coming to the store on Amazon and buying the product.
So Chris, put a link or put everybody else. I don't know the name of your district market, so that's where we were talking about district, and I know that you have your own market. So
What's a market?
and on district, so district is a selling platform. So I want to make, so I could be the beer to picker market or whatever, and people would, I could approve sellers to sell under me, and they can sell whatever. So that's what Knickknacks is. That's the Crazy Ladies market on district. Commonwealth Picker has, the name of his is Bid. Kevin should be on here to tell me the name. It's like Bid or something. But he's got hundreds of sellers underneath him. So not only does he sell live and sell over there his own merchant and brings his own marketplace, brings his own people to their marketplace, but he also makes a commission for anybody who's underneath him.
Okay.
And then Lag's got one. His name Silverhurst Stacker.
I can promise you something. You can use Grumpy Old Bastard if you want, because I ain't never going over there.
So Pete, so many people, I've heard this since I started reselling full time. These platforms are trying to get rid of the small seller. They don't want the small seller. They are so busy trying to figure out what is next. They don't have time to chase the small seller. They want, it is not in their best interest to get rid of a small seller. It is in their best interest to be the one who leads the way in AI and then what's the next purchasing scene and taking advantage of it. I mean, it is very quickly people, if you have a bad week, you have a bad month, and they want to blame the platform. Nobody wants to go, well, hell, maybe it's me. Maybe it's what I'm selling. It's maybe my prices. It's maybe I'm not doing. They never want to look inward. They always they're looking for the boogeyman. It must be, so he's Mega Media Mall. So there you go. The boogeyman is in the mirror, folks. For the most part, the boogeyman is in the mirror, and it's maybe you haven't kept up with, maybe you aren't using them, maybe it's prices, maybe it's the amount of effort you're putting in, whatever it is. But it amazes me how fast the entitlement and you discount your own part of like a sales. Bigfoot is real. Yep.
But you also can build on just one platform.
No, you 100% can.
And the way you build on one platform is you understand that there's people out there in China and all these third world countries that will scrape all the product off of eBay and put it on Etsy or somewhere else for a slightly higher price. And when they sell it, they buy it from you and they have you ship it to their customer. I am a true believer of that my product is all over the internet. I own the brand. I own the trademark. There's nothing they can do. All they can do is buy now, listen, if they want to send a counterfeit, that's on them. I don't have time to chase counterfeiters. I sell enough, but you have to make a decision on what you want to sell, where you want to sell it. And then if you watch that video, it basically says, what work do you need to do today to move the ball forward in profit? Not what fire needs to be put out, because there's fires that burn every day and they eventually burn themselves out.
So Kent
makes going to make you the money today.
How crazy is it when Kent makes a good point? There's a huge difference, and there's no right or wrong. If you want to build a business versus building a lifestyle design, you still have to do a lot of the same successful things, but there's no different. Make up your mind what you want. But there's a lot of this, you have a lot of the same similar, so I chose lifestyle design. I chose that, I wanted my time at but it also doesn't mean that if I would have put systems and stuff in place similar to what is effective, because both building those same businesses, same type of things are very effective. Systems still work in both of them, makes your life easier in both of them. Understanding and being an expert in your platform and your field makes it easier on both of them. So don't discount the fact that just because there's two different end goals doesn't mean there aren't enough similarities in the way you get there. It's just what you're looking for.
The other thing is, and this goes to Ken's point of don't buy junk is the key. That's not always the case. I sell a lot of economically packaged items. They're cheap. Think Dollar Tree level stuff. Dollar Tree is probably one of the most cash positive companies out there for a retail store. When they bought Family Dollar, they paid $4 billion in cash. They were like, are we doing stock options or what? How are we making this deal happen? And Dollar Tree said, we'll write you a check. They stroked the check for $4 billion. What you need to understand is you need to advertise what you have. If you have a luxury item, then you need to take the time and design it, make the listing a luxury listing. But if you're selling a Walmart item, put a Walmart commercial on TV. Don't try and put a Saks Fifth Avenue ad on TV. Put a Walmart ad. You know, if you have a Saks of Fifth Avenue item, take the time to list it. I bet you the postcard dude has a way of sorting out. And on the lower level postcards, he rips through them. On the higher priced ones, I bet he has another system where he goes through and looks at the pricing. But there is a system that he has to his pricing. Right, postcard dude? Larry?
Todd's in the postcards now?
What?
Todd's in the postcards now?
I've got some.
Now we got Larry. We've got Larry Todd. Now we've got Larry Martin.
Well, I mean, but do you understand what I'm saying? If you're gonna, you got to focus on what's making you the most money. If you buy low item stuff to keep you going, then list it as low item stuff. Don't put frickin' lipstick on a pig to the point that it's not a pig anymore. You want to dress it up a little. You want to dress it up a little bit. At least have the buyer expect to get a pig when they open the package.
So Kent, this is where Kent is wrong. He says low margin items kill resellers. They're losing money. It depends on what the margin. It depends on how you're set up. If you're set up, you know, Walmart makes that overall low margin compared to other businesses. Is it something that you've got thousands of and you're just it's a repeatable process that you can put on automatic, and then there is a plus margin to be. Is it more difficult? You better know what the hell you're doing because you don't have any room for error. But I would tell you that most just regular resellers in this genre don't have that skill and ability, but that can easily be done. Like an FBA, you're 100% correct. I can't FBA. So I know a guy who buys stuff out of pallets, so he has little to no cost in the stuff he buys. But the stuff he buys, his max price is like $9.99, and he sells it at FBA. And it's extremely smart because if you've got 50 cents an item in, and you're selling $9.99 FBA, you know, first of all, you're getting small and light, and you're taking 50 cents and turn it into $3 profit, and you've got hundreds and thousands of these items that just go up. You can make a fortune at $9.99 on Amazon, but it depends on can you get a repeatable product and how many of those, what's your cost in it. But again, I'd agree. It's not for everybody. You can't live in absolutes. You can't say that but for most resellers don't have that ability, don't have the understanding and thought through, because they've come into this seeing videos going, I'm going to go out and sell only Holy Grails.
Yeah, but margin and income are two different things. Low margin is tough because you have advertising, and it means you're making a small percentage of profit back on the dollars you put out. If you have low-cost items that make big margins, such as Todd's electrical outlets, you can do that all day long.
Right. the key to low price and lower. I assume low price or low margin, and because sometimes they're not the same. But Goose makes a great point. There are way more low income customers than there are high income customers. 100%. It's much easier to sell a $9.99 item versus it is to sell a $100 item. It just is. I'm telling you, the price sensitivity right now is an incredible factor that most people are just ignoring.
I also think we're entering an age of information where you need to improve your listings to apply more information, not so much for the customer, but as AI starts to be more and more involved in search and work out the problems of search. Lori, watch that door. Maybe latch it.
I thought you killed a cat.
No, I'm staying in. It's really cool with these people. This is my grandchildren's foster parents' home.
Right.
They left for Switzerland yesterday. They said, "I'll stay at our house with the kids, so you don't have to get a hotel." And they're in their rooms, and they left yesterday for Switzerland. Said, "Just lock up the house, and when you get back, here's the key to the back door. Use the back door. Come in, stay a couple more nights, and then we're going to leave from here to go on the next trip when they get back." So, I've been blessed in my life, but you have to know what you're doing. You really do. It comes down to that. You can take low margin items and make a lot of money. I have. You can also take a product like I have that was doing very well. You improve the listing. I improved the conversion rate of the product. It's now number one in the subcategory. My sales right now are higher than they are at Christmas. And my advertising is a quarter of what I spend at Christmas.
So Goose, he's already been in Texas and left. He's in New Jersey.
We'll be in Texas. Anybody in Texas? I'll be in Texas when? October, November?
Yeah.
October, November. My daughter's having a baby, and I'll be there for a few weeks.
When it cools off. But there's so much to this game that is so discounted. It's truly, when people think that they've figured it all out, you've not even caught up to where the bleeding edge is. There's so much that goes on that we don't see. I really think that in the future too, it's going to be much. I think the sites are going to become, the price difference in a lot of these websites is going to become less material. There's a lot of people right now who think, flipping from eBay to Amazon, that kind of stuff. I think that pricing is gonna be much easier to see. To shop to get the best price, and I think price is gonna be a drive. Price and availability are gonna be a driver in the future.
I don't think so. If you look at all the research done on sales, price is never the number one reason for somebody to buy something.
We've also, when's the last time we were in an economy and a income like it is right now? We've never been in an economy where the pressure on money has been so strong.
So
just short of the Great Depression and those other things that are a history I don't have any experience with. Just look at the rising cost of inflation and everything. If there were some controls in place, we'd have easily been in a depression.
And we should have been in a depression. Both parties gave away way too much money during that pandemic.
Look at the inflation, and just has everybody seen the video of the guy who went back to a 2000 order at Walmart? It was like $154, and it's now over 400, just the same 45 items.
Yes, I seen that. That was cool.
it's
Biden doesn't remember.
so Chris, that was I was around, but I was young. The When we come off the gold standard in the 70s, we had all this, but there's a huge difference. Is they were able the price of people got a lot of money in their houses. There was a huge market correction for the price of a house, which covered up a lot of the ills of the 70s, which, and also people didn't have the same credit debt they have today. And so there are different factors this time around but all this upper pressure of inflation and rising costs, and, do some studying about the average credit card debt and how high that is versus
Don't
historical
forget
numbers.
corporate greed. You forgot corporate greed.
That's the thing too.
There is to a degree.
You don't think the pandemic was driven by corporate greed?
I don't know. I know a lot of people struggle. I know a lot of companies struggled that are doing good now because they struggled during the pandemic. Here's the thing. From the pandemic to now, the two big things came into effect. One, you have inflation because the government gave too much money away on both sides. I don't want to argue who did what, who's checking, who sent the check out, or whatever it was. We gave away too much money.
That's correct.
So the work ethic of this country went down. The second thing is there was a lot of companies that seen the writing on the wall that this was going to be a continuing problem. Even if we solved COVID, which was in the early stages, was life-threatening for most, in whatever they were putting out. Now you had these same companies going, how do I operate without employees? So a lot of people started putting in automation. For companies that were doing things the same way for 50 years, they were looking for equipment that allowed less employees needed. For example, I used to shrink wrap all my bundles with a heat gun and a straight bar. I now have 2 shrink wrap machines.
Like the ones we saw at ASD? Like those ones at ASD, you put it in one end and it comes out the other?
I bought 2 of them. Those 2 machines saved me 4 employees. I don't need 4 employees because of those machines.
And you get a better product at the other end because you take out the human element of it. It just the same one over and over.
Yeah, and they don't call in sick.
If you've never seen those machines, folks, where what he's talking about is it's a tunnel. You put in the product on one end, it goes to applies a shrink wrap, and then it goes to the heat tunnel and comes out the other side completely
like a commercial package.
Yes, 100%.
Now
ASD, everybody goes looking for ASD for what can they sell, but there's at the top of one, the back of one of them. Do they still show up there? The equipment guys,
yeah,
the automation guys.
The better one is the PAC show in Vegas. I went to that, and they have machines that you set the product on a conveyor belt. Mm-hmm. It runs it through based on the computer program that you have set up. It will bag, seal, and label the product for Amazon.
Right, because even that guy was saying there's some of those shrink like you have that have a label maker on the end of them.
Yep. You have to understand that companies started looking at how do we work without employees because they were able to foresee the laziness of this country that was going to happen because of the pandemic. Employees were going, can you lay us off because we get more free money from the government than you pay us right now?
So American Honey says she's got a shrink wrap with a heat tunnel for sale on Marketplace.
Yeah, they're cheap. You can buy them cheap. I'm not trying to beat up her machine, but the resale value is almost nothing. Mr. Sadie is probably a better person than I am to talk about that stuff because I know he sells large equipment. You have to have a buyer. That's the problem with that stuff, is a buyer. But you have to figure out how you're going to run your company. John, how you come in with yours? How's shelf 7 and 9?
Well, the intermediate fix is that I'm pulling everything for her. So in the morning, I get up a few minutes before she does. I'm pulling all the product and I'm bringing it to where she's at. That's also saving her arms too, because a lot of this stuff is pretty heavy, and I can deal with 7 and 9 for right now. Right.
Yes, sir.
But later on, when I do I do every 6 months, I do some inventory, and I'll go in and rearrange the shelves at that time once we're there. But
Okay.
right now is not the time. But we'll get to that point.
So here's somebody who's got one in Nashville. It's it's just the heat tunnel itself, but $150 for the heat tunnel. That would be interesting to pick up for $150.
Well, I'll tell you, we've had 2 breakdowns with the machines I think we've had them, 5 years now? 6 years maybe. One, the computer board went in the heat tunnel. So we now have a backup board, so we don't have to worry about it. And the yell wire on the shrink wrap cutter burns out after about 45 days, and we keep about 8 of those in stock now. Because during the pandemic, they were hard to get, so they're like $20 each. I'm like, get a dozen or so and stick them on the wall. Yeah, the only problem with these shrink wrap machines are they have to run true voltage. Like you have 120, but most houses run like at 110. So we had to pull a special line in with a special receptacle for the 110, the 120 side of it. And then we had to put in another receptacle for the heat tunnel because I run a 240 heat tunnel. But, my buddy in his factory, he has a fully automatic one, which means you drop the product on a target and the machine does the rest, including the label at the other end. But that thing's like 14 feet long. I don't have space for that. Yeah, Lag, it's easy to confuse you when we talk work.
And they're like, you were thinking about a moist heat tunnel. I got you. It's a good thing Jenna's still asleep on that one, huh?
She's in California with her family right now.
Oh, that's right. She went on another trip.
Yeah, I dropped her off at the airport last night.
Did we ever figure out what time to record today?
Whenever you're ready, let's do it now. Get Josh on here.
No. He's got a ringing bell coming. He has a servant's bell that should be at the house today.
Well, I offered to send him a toilet seat.
No, dude. I sent him a bell so that Janie can ring the bell every time she needs something.
I'm just gonna mark it return to sender. No such sucker here.
Don't worry. I used your address for the return address.
Damn it. I guess. Don't worry. I guess I'll send it to the auction Monday. We'll see what happens.
I didn't send you no bell. I thought about it. If I wasn't running out of the house when all this happened, you would have gotten a bell.
All right, so I need to go get some coffee. So we're going to end this one today. Hopefully, conversation was stimulating. I really feel this show really, if I'm not challenging you to think about what you're doing, because just talking about it is a challenge. It really gets me the back of my mind going, I really need to do this as well. And it's never stop improving because the world at the pace at which everything is changing is so great. And you've got to continually improve your processes and take advantage of what comes your way because you'll never you'll never get ahead, but keeping up is a struggle. Lola Udy, I consider that a compliment. So thank you so much. It says every time I drop in, I learn something. And I'm selfish. That's why I keep doing these shows because I learn stuff. Just interacting with these guys. It challenges what I think, and the audience is always had great comments. You guys are one of the smarter reselling. Because we could get on here and clown, and I'll clown with the best of them Friday night as long as Johnny doesn't break any more bones and cause any emergencies. We'll do a Friday night show that's crazy as hell.
That's all I can say. Clumsy.
But the Wednesday show really is about improving your business, improving the business and you as a business owner.
All right, real quick. Tom's at the hospital with his mom.
Yeah, I was going to say that if you're of the parade variety, if you remember Tom and his mom, we give Tom a lot of grief. He's a super dude, and generally kind. He's a generally kind soul. He puts up a lot of our ribbing. You remember his mom and your brothers. I don't know the issue. Just that they're at the hospital right now. Mr. Sadie, Larry, you didn't have to do that. I appreciate that so much. Johnny's Bell fun. Yes. So American Honey. So if people missed that last week, if you have a Dyson and a Dyson breaks, they have lifetime warranties, folks. They are transferable. So if you pick up a Dyson at a yard sale and it is not working, they will repair or replace it for free.
Watch the door, Lori.
You might have to get it. You might be responsible for shipping one way or the other, but that would be your max cost to get your warranty work done on a Dyson.
I'm finding Dysons like crazy in these pallets I'm coming across. And to me, it doesn't matter. If they don't work, I know that Dyson's going to replace it anyway.
So, yeah, that's Todd, return postage. You guys are awesome. But people that watch the show, I appreciate you each and every week. You guys are very smart, and there's so much experience in this group that there's room for, and I feel like there's room for everybody to improve and everybody to make money at this game. Technically, our people competition, yes and no. There's only so many dollars, but if I'm selling, like I was selling that the thing that sold last night was the baby Doppler. I was the only one that had one. None of y'all were competition. The person that was looking for the little Doppler machine, they had one choice. They had me. I didn't have any competition on that item. So Doug and Ro are still here. Aren't y'all coming back to YouTube ever? What the hell?
Who?
Perkyville. Major win. I think they must have broke their camera. That's what it was.
Maybe
all right,
everyone
everyone.
Something else.
Enjoy. We'll be back Friday night for the conspiracy show. Have a safe 4th of July. Don't lose any fingers or toes or any digits. And we will see you on Friday night. Are you doing a Friday show too, even though Jenna's gone? Yep,
I will be.
Catch John too. He's 2 hours before me, so he'll be flipping ain't easy. It's 5 p.m. Central. I don't know what time it is for everybody else. It's 5
I'll
p.m.
be waiting for cocktails on the cruise ship. Sorry, I won't be able to make it for the next few days.
What kind of cruise are you going on? Cocktails.